Now let me start off by saying this is the best Android phone I've ever used yet, period. So what do we have here? It's the OnePlus 7 Pro. It still has a starting price of $670, which is a great price point considering that this big bad boy is competing against the Galaxy S10 Plus, iPhone XS Max, and Pixel 3 XL. And it's a lot younger than all of those devices. I've been using it for well over 3 months now, and I've got to say there's a lot to love about this device, but of course with any smartphone it's still not perfect, so I'll go over all the things I've grown to love about this device, and also a few things that still need improving. My favorite feature in this entire phone has got to be the 90Hz Quad HD AMOLED display. First off, every previous OnePlus phone was 1080p, so by increasing the resolution to Quad HD, that's already a step up. But by including 90Hz, that's on a whole other level. If you watched any OnePlus 7 Pro reviews, you'll know that everyone loves this feature. Just navigating the phone feels like something out of the future. And gaming at this high frame rate feels like gaming on a desktop monitor since it's so smooth and the 7nm processor handles all those frames so well. Plus, this giant bezel-less display provided an amazing experience when watching Netflix, YouTube, or just when I scroll through any app. With all the screen real estate, there are a lot more objects that I can see at once, especially when I use OxygenOS's navigation gestures. Oh man, it's a beauty. It definitely ruined every other phone that I've used or am going to use with a 60Hz display because it's not as fluent. It's kind of hard to show on camera, but for a better perspective, OnePlus posted a video on their Twitter comparing 90Hz to 60Hz with a white ball dropping, and you can definitely see the difference. That's literally how it feels when you switch to this phone. The only thing I'm hesitant about with the 6.67-inch display is that it makes the phone really enormous. I usually find big phone displays to be a plus since I love watching videos on them, but even with relatively big hands such as mine, this one is extremely big and I've accidentally dropped it a few times. So if you have small hands, then I would take this into consideration, and a case or a screen protector is a must. Since we're on the topic of phones dropping, I think this is a perfect time to tell you about our sponsor called Upsee. For those of you who are in the US, when purchasing a smartphone, laptop, TV, camera, or any other electronic device, I highly recommend you buy the warranty off Upsee's website because their prices are up to 70% lower than other retailers. Trust me, their prices are extremely low and they're completely transparent on what is being covered before you even buy it. And let's say you already purchased a device without a warranty. Well, for a smartphone, as long as the purchase is less than 45 days old, Upsee will still cover the device, unlike other retailers which will pressure you to buy the warranty on the spot. Even better, 60 days for any other tech that isn't a smartphone. Now let's say you purchase the warranty and you need to get your phone fixed. No problem, since Upsee stores your receipt and device info, making a claim is really easy and stress-free. And you can make a claim 24/7, 365 by talking to a real person and not a machine. Use code HowToMen for 10% off your first purchase, and I'll drop a link down below if you want to give it a try. Anyways, this phone stays extremely cool. Not like cool, but like temperature cool. The 10-layer liquid cooling system did a great job of allowing the device to remain at low temperatures even after prolonged and intensive use. It rarely overheated. I think the only time I got it to become a little hotter than usual was when I was outside on a hot summer day while playing a game for an hour or two. But after a few minutes of inactivity, the temperatures would lower back down immediately. Hell, even charging the phone was still not as hot when compared to other smartphones. The 30 watts warp charge brick did a beautiful job of charging this phone back up in around an hour, which is really amazing considering this phone has a huge battery capacity at 4,000 milliamp hours. Even after months of using this beast, I regularly got around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time with regular use. However, with hefty usage, I'm talking about constant apps running in the background, gaming for a couple minutes, being on a VPN connection, constant Bluetooth connectivity and Wi-Fi connectivity, and the screen brightness set to near max, I got around 4 to 5 hours. Of course, with any battery stats, results may vary, but I'm sure you'll find the OnePlus 7 Pro to have excellent battery even in the long run. I'm also sure that the performance will hold up well. It's only been 3 months, but it's still the fastest phone I've ever used and that you can buy right now. Everything within OxygenOS still feels snappy. Loading applications, animations, navigating the interface, and network connectivity are all high speed. The new Snapdragon 855 really does its duty on this new flagship, and with the addition of the 90Hz display and a RAM capacity of up to 12 GB, this thing just screams performance and speed. I've rarely experienced a hiccup of lag, if ever. Even transferring large volumes of files over cable is fast since the Type-C port supports USB 3.1, while many other phones just support USB 2.0. Another thing, personally, I think the in-display fingerprint sensor is the second best improvement found within this device when compared to the OnePlus 6T. The display is the first best, by the way. The 6T's under-display fingerprint sensor was so annoyingly slow and bad at recognizing my fingerprint that I just decided to turn it off after a few weeks and use the face unlock feature instead. Now with the 7 Pro, I don't find that to be a problem anymore. With the addition of a larger sensor, 3-element plastic lens, and new algorithms, the speed and accuracy of unlocking this phone has been vastly improved. I'd even say it takes slightly longer to unlock the phone with face unlock now, since the motorized camera now has to pop up and check your face. Slightly slower. Not that much slower. There were still a few occasions where I had trouble recognizing my fingerprints, but for the most part, I'm really happy with the in-display fingerprint sensor. It's even faster than the Galaxy S10. When it comes to software, OxygenOS never disappointed. I've always been a fan of OnePlus' software. It's always kept Android's core functions, but they make it a lot better by including their own exclusive features and optimizations. Some of my favorite OxygenOS features that I've been using since day one are quick gestures to control my music even when the display is turned off, or double tap to wake. Of course, OnePlus has navigation gestures. The alert slider came in handy in situations where I needed to quickly silence the phone without taking it out of my pocket. The dark theme, which is a true black background so I could extend my battery life on this AMOLED display. Gimme mode, which got a new Fanatic mode, which provides network enhancement, focusing the performance almost entirely towards the game, and advanced DND to block all notifications and calls. Zen mode is a great tool to stop you from using your phone for 20 minutes straight. Not even a reboot would stop this feature. And I love that they included a native screen recorder, but it's not as great as the iPhones or a third-party app like Minimal Screen Recorder because it doesn't record at 60 FPS and the video bitrate is pretty low as well. However, they did fix this in the newest release of Developer Preview 3 for Android Q, so this shouldn't be a problem in the near future. The dual speakers on this OnePlus 7 Pro sound amazing and get really loud. It doesn't distort at its highest points, and I love that the bottom speaker is to the right corner to avoid being covered by any fingers when using the phone in landscape to watch videos or play games. As for that pop-up selfie cam, I think it was a great solution to providing that bezel-less display. It's not too big, it looks dope as hell, and it's definitely a head-turner feature. And after seeing this video by OnePlus, and this other video by OnePlus, I'm pretty confident that it won't break anytime soon. The only nitpicks that I have is that when it pops up, it's pretty loud and the camera microphone can pick it up real easily. So when you're making a Snapchat or Instagram story and you try to switch to the front-facing camera while recording, you'll be able to hear it in the video. Here, check it out. Alright, I'm currently outside, about to show you guys that the motorized pop-up camera is really loud, as you can see. My second nitpick is that if you're at the beach and you get sand in it, or dirt or dust on the lens, then there's a high possibility that all of those particles could get stuck in the inside of the phone when the camera closes, which I'm not sure if that may cause problems in the future. Most likely not, but it's something to think about and be cautious about if you purchase this phone. As for the pictures that the front-facing camera takes, they turn out looking amazing. It can overexpose at times, but honestly I haven't had any problems with the quality of the pop-up sensor. As for the 3 rear cameras on the back, I'm really glad that they went with an ultra-wide and telephoto lens for the 2 extra lenses. These 3 lenses are a perfect combination to capture anything that's in front of you, whether it be a vast landscape, something mid-size, or something minuscule. As usual with any OnePlus device, the pictures during the daylight provide really good detail and good color reproduction, but there are still a few improvements that need to be made. Although the Pixel 3 still beats the OnePlus when it comes to accuracy and exposure, the 7 Pro doesn't handle exposure that well in some situations to begin with. Also, in some cases, the camera does soften up the objects a bit, especially in my face. I don't know. I don't know why. I just don't know. Alright, so at night, the low light performance has gotten a lot better when compared to its previous predecessors. It's still a hit or miss situation, like sometimes the pictures look well detailed and bright, but other times it looks a bit too grainy and muddy. It's probably due to the camera wanting to crank up the ISO for no reason. However, when it does decide to perform well, it even outshines the Pixel 3 in some scenes. Outside of Google's night sign mode, of course, because that thing's a beast, okay? In general, with the rear primary camera, I'm really proud that OnePlus has vastly improved it, plus the addition of the telephoto and wide-angle lens as that cherry on top. Pictures may still not be as magnificent as the Pixel 3 or Huawei P30, but it still takes some really great shots even at night. So the days of the OnePlus devices just having an okay camera may finally be over. Overall, this phone seems like the complete package, but it does have a few cut corners to get that price relatively low. First off, it still doesn't have an official IP rating for water resistance, there's no wireless charging, LED light for incoming notifications, expandable storage even though you don't really need it since it already comes with a ton of internal storage, up to 256 gigabytes, and no headphone jack if you're still into that. In the end, the OnePlus 7 Pro is a killer flagship 3 months later, and I still think this is the best phone you can buy right now. It has the crown for the best performance, charging speed, fantastic battery life, the display is beautiful, and you definitely won't regret the software experience. If you're thinking about upgrading from the OnePlus 6 or any other 1 to 2 year old phone, then I definitely recommend this one. Anyways, that's been my experience with the OnePlus 7 Pro after using it for 3 months straight. Let me know in the comments what you think about this beast. Drop a thumbs up if you enjoyed and get subscribed with the notification bell turned on if you haven't already. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Kapow!